Oh, go wake up, put your toes in the water and go pee pee.
Oh, go! Don't do that.
Good morning, boys and girls. Sometimes you need to wake up bright and early, have yourself a cup of coffee, talk about some nerdy shit, and then go on with your day. It's time for Sunrise with the Sleepy Boys with your hosts, Mark and Brandon.
God, it makes me so sad to hear that you might have the Rona.
Well, I mean, we're just over a week into this, and none of us have symptoms.
Well, that's good.
So, and Jasmine went and got tested. So, pretty much, anytime you hear anything that's like, "Oh, test for everybody," kind of stuff, everybody can get tested. That's all a lie. They're only testing people who have symptoms.
Oh, I see.
So if you don't have symptoms, you're not getting a test.
Damn. Well,
Yeah.
fuck, that sucks.
Yeah. So Jasmine was able to get a test purely because of the fact that she's a vet tech and they need her to have a negative test before she can come back.
And they just don't give a fuck about you, do they?
I mean, I'm sure if I was like, I work at the hospital and I need it, that they would give me one. But my thought process is, I mean, if Jasmine comes back negative, I'm pretty sure I am too.
Yeah. So how have you been aside from being potentially sick?
I had an emotional breakdown when it first happened.
Right.
It was super awkward because I was making a flatbread and I fell onto the floor crying.
Oh, buddy.
And my mom and dad heard me crying and came and just, it was a serious heart-to-heart. So,
dude, I feel you. Honestly can't even imagine like hearing that. Like I told you that there's a really good chance that my older sister may have had the COVID like right when before it was even like a big thing.
Right.
So like back in, I think it was December, we were in San Diego. Yeah, it was definitely December. We were in San Diego for Christmas and she got like really sick on Christmas Day. And everyone just assumed it was the flu because at that time COVID wasn't like a thing.
Right.
But like looking back, like the symptoms that she had were very much COVID symptoms.
And how long did they last?
Oh, they lasted like a couple of weeks.
I would almost immediately assume she had it. I'm not going to joke. So because there are a lot of people, like my grandparents are like, oh, we totally had it. We think we had it because they went on a cruise and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they came back and they had like the full on loss of taste and stuff. And
well, I mean, let's be real.
It only lasted a couple days for them, and we're like, I don't think you had it if it lasted a couple days.
Yeah. It's been a weird fucking time. I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I'm very much okay with people getting a glimpse into my mental health.
Hey, people, important. That's what my YouTube channel is for, man. Everyone gets to see my mental health.
Yeah, it's just screaming.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've been, my family, we've been all together. We've been on my mom has us on a crazy vitamin regimen, twice a day.
Is it garlic and blueberries?
No, it's not.
So what you're saying is your family's not crazy?
Oh, I never said that.
Ah, okay.
No, we've been taking zinc, vitamin B, vitamin B and vitamin D. Wait, vitamin B? No, vitamin C. I don't know. We're taking like 3 different pills.
You're taking the alphabet. Gotcha.
Yeah, taking the alphabet twice a day. Mom and they've got us drinking the Schweppes tonic water because it's got that quinine in it. So yeah. I'd say that's maybe, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if it works or not. I don't know. All I know is I'm doing what my mom and dad have been having us do to make everybody feel better. And if it works, sure.
Hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
I
at
have
least you're.
found out though, and this it turns out is a hot topic button in this family. I am the only one that is just like, wow, tonic water tastes really good, and everyone else is looking at me like, what is wrong with you? This stuff is terrible.
What are you, a fucking alcoholic?
Maybe. I do love a good gin and tonic, but I had no idea that I just really like. See, here's the thing with gin and tonics. When you're drinking them, you don't realize that the tonic water has a similar flavor that works along with the gin. So it's not like a rum and coke or something, or even like a vodka cranberry or whatnot, where you're like, oh, I can definitely taste the different levels of this. The two flavors blend so perfectly together. So
Here's
I'm just
the
sitting there
thing.
taking some sips of tonic water. I'm like, oh my, this is so refreshing. This is citrusy and good. I like this.
Here's the thing, though, is if you're making a rum and coke correctly, you shouldn't be able to tell that there's rum in there. And that's not to say like, oh, I'm only going to put a little touch of rum. No, I'm talking use the right kind of rums. You can't even tell. Like if you use
So like your clear rums.
if you use like coconut rum in your fucking rum and cokes, you can't tell there's any alcohol. And let me tell you,
especially that, but like you're talking like Malibu.
yeah,
That stuff just blends into whatever you put
I
in
think
it.
that shit blends into whatever you're drinking. And let me tell you, there has been many a nights where I'm sipping on my rum and coke, and I'm like, man, I can't taste anything. And I'll give it to my brother-in-law who also drinks quite enough of amounts, and he sniffs it. And he's like, dude, this is fucking mostly rum. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, dude, I can't fucking taste anything. So yeah.
You bit through your tongue. You don't even realize it because you're just so hammered.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I will say I did throw together this really great, because we're all just, I mean, we're not leaving the house and whatnot. We're, just chilling out at my parents. And, I mean, we're all just making drinks and stuff together. And I felt inspired because my parents have a very nice assortment of everything. And so I was running around just making drinks for everybody, and I just ended up making this giant pitcher full of punch. And essentially what it is, I've got it was Malibu, grapefruit vodka, limes, mandarin juice, and then club soda.
Jesus Christ. So you made a very alcoholic Sprite.
Yeah, I did. It was. It kind of was.
You'll have to send me the recipe for that. That sounds like something.
It was really good. You will like it.
That sounds like something I could definitely put on my YouTube channel as me doing a taste test for.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we initially, like, even our intro talks about how like this is going to be like somewhat geeky, nerdy podcast type stuff, and I don't think we've actually talked about anything geeky, nerdy.
True. We're kind of I think we call it that because you and I are both geeky and nerdy.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, I mean, if anything, this is just two friends having a conversation about life.
Yeah. There is something I've been wanting to talk about for a bit,
Okay.
We've got the upcoming Black Widow movie, which has been postponed quite a bit because of obvious things.
now?
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
But there's still one could argue one of the original Avengers that still hasn't gotten his own fucking movie, and I'm still pissed about it.
Hawkeye?
No, he's getting his own TV show. He doesn't count.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm talking about fucking War Machine. James Rhodes appeared before Natasha did. Mm-hmm. I mean, given it was a different James Rhodes, but we're not going to talk about that just yet.
He did a really good job.
He did. I'll give him that. But I prefer Don Cheadle.
Oh, well, I prefer Don Cheadle over just about anybody.
Yeah. I would prefer Don Cheadle as Iron Man, even.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
But anyway, I'm still so fucking pissed off that War Machine has not gotten his own movie yet. Like, they haven't even talked about doing a TV series for him.
Well, I mean, they just released the first line. We haven't gotten a single Disney Plus show yet. Like, realistically speaking, they're supposed to come out. We know they're coming out, but we haven't gotten them.
Right. We haven't gotten them yet.
The thing is, we're going to get. I wouldn't be surprised if Don Cheadle War Machine ends up in the Falcon Winter Soldier at some point.
Right, and that would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. What I'm getting at is, like, we've got Falcon and Winter Soldier have their own show, and going forward, there's probably going to be a Captain America movie with them both in it again. We've got Black Widow getting her own movie, which not undeserved. She should have had a movie years ago.
Agreed.
Wanda's getting her own show. Loki's getting his own show. You know, basically everybody's getting their own shit except for War Machine.
True.
He is, honestly, I find him to be just as interesting as any of the other characters, but they're still just giving him the shaft, man.
I mean, for now, it very much feels that way. But who knows? They could end up... We don't know what they have planned for War Machine moving forward.
That's true.
So, who knows? I don't think that it's someone that they've forgotten about.
Fucking better not have.
No, I don't think they've forgotten about him at all. I mean, somebody... Moving forward, there's got to be some Iron Man in some way, shape, or form. And I wouldn't be surprised if we end up... I firmly believe that we're going to get a Riri Williams at some point.
Well, we've also got Rescue. And
but she's not going to do Rescue.
No, not at all.
The fact that we saw Gwyneth as Rescue at all was amazing.
Yeah, I think that I really hope that they use... I really hope they use Morgan in some way.
I mean, maybe. We don't know. Yeah. It would end up having to be further along in the MCU timeline.
Well, yeah, obviously. Like would be really cool is if we could get a Young Avengers movie, or at least a movie or a series or something. You know, finally.
If we get anything Young Avengers, I guarantee you it's going to come through Disney Plus.
Right, and I can live with that. I can live with Young Avengers being on Disney Plus.
You know what I'm the most upset about?
What?
Is that this West Coast Avengers thing still has not come out.
What West Coast Avengers thing?
With Squirrel Girl.
You mean Great Lakes Avengers?
Yeah. Well, so yes, it is supposed to... I don't remember if it was called Great Lakes.
No, I'm sorry. It was New Warriors.
New Warriors, that's it. Where the hell is that? What happened?
Yo, I completely forgot about that.
I know. I completely forgot about it until just now.
Also, New Mutants. That was supposed to come out last year.
It's still supposedly coming out.
We'll see.
And I know this because they keep releasing the trailer and saying, look, new trailer. I'm like, that's the same one that you released a year ago.
Hey, here's an idea. Just give us the fucking movie.
Yeah, give it.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
It was supposed to come out, I think, in November or early October. Yeah. And then this whole COVID thing happened. And so then they pushed Black Widow back to November, thus bumping New Mutants from that spot.
Of course. Oh, fuck.
Which
whatever.
I don't think... look, people are going to be so hungry to go back to the movies once this is done with. That I honestly believe that if you put two movies out, staggered it within a couple weeks of each other, I don't think they'd see that much of a loss.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, no, I definitely think that people will be going
to tell me I can come back, and I'm just going to throw money at the building.
Just not even go to the movie, just throw the money right at the building and leave?
Yeah.
That sounds like an awesome plan. Oh, God. Like when they first released the trailer for New Mutants back in 2018, I was super excited for it.
I remember we watched it together and we were super stoked.
I was so fucking excited for it. But yeah, so the fact that we're still waiting for this movie, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not nearly as excited as I was when I first heard about it, you know?
Well, I think when it finally comes to the movie finally getting a release, I'll be excited about it again. Because right now, at this point, I'm just kind of like, cool. Hopefully it comes out. I'll just wait. I can't spend any more time being excited about the movie. Just because every time it gets close to it coming out, they're like, oh, we gotta push it back. Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Stop being a tease.
Just put it in already. But yeah, like it's been a long wait, and I honestly feel like it's been like not unfair because like obviously there's reason. Well, actually no, you know what? It's been a bit unfair because they were pushing back New Mutants even before this pandemic happened.
Well, they kept pushing it back because of the buyout.
Yeah. Yeah, which I get. I get it. It makes sense. Whatever the fuck. But like, you know what's gonna really fucking suck is if they just like, yeah, we're gonna be pushing it back until we get our first X-Men movie in the MCU, and then we'll just make this one canon to the MCU.
Oh god.
But like on the flip, like I'm glad that they're waiting to like till we can see it in theaters because like it's a horror. It's gonna be a superhero horror film, which you need to see in theaters.
That's what the original thing was saying, but who knows with... Well, I'm just worried that the movie is going to be into that. You know, I just don't know how much it's been changed at this point.
Right.
None of us do. So, because I know they also did have rewrites.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm sure what ended up happening is whatever rewrites they ever did, I'm sure it was because they wanted it to fit better into the MCU.
Which I genuinely don't have a complaint about, because if this is something that's going to be considered canon in the MCU, that'd be dope, you know?
Right.
Be like the last X-Men film, the first X-Men film in the MCU would be great.
Right.
Although it'd be weird to have the New Mutants come before the X-Men.
But would it though? I don't think though. If you did it in a way...
If you did it in a way that made sense, that'd be one thing, but then it wouldn't make sense for it to be called The New Mutants.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Actually, you know what? Thinking about it like as a meta thing, yeah, it does make sense, I guess.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Because even Wanda and Quicksilver in the MCU were not called mutants.
Nope, they're just called the Enhanced.
Yeah, or miracles.
Also, on the topic of Wanda and Quicksilver, have you heard that they've announced that Evan Peters is going to be in the MCU going forward?
I did hear that.
And here's the thing is, I don't care if he's playing Quicksilver or not, but like...
His Quicksilver in the X-Men movies was the best part of those movies.
Don't get me wrong. Aaron Taylor Johnson is a phenomenal actor. I've seen him in several things, and I thought he did a great job. I did not like what they did to his Quicksilver.
Why?
I didn't like it. I liked
it.
It just didn't work for me. And like here's the thing is like, yes, the MCU tends to be a bit darker than most superhero films, you know, but there's still that element of fun. But Aaron Taylor Johnson's didn't have a lot of fun, you know?
Wait, the MCU didn't have wasn't a darker, the X-Men movies were.
Right, no. I'm not saying, no, I'm saying like yes, the X-Men films tend to be darker than the MCU films do.
Okay.
But like the MCU is still a darker, like it doesn't have that campy shit that you felt from superhero movies of like the 90s, you know?
Well, yeah. But I mean, I'd say that the MCU lines up very much with the mood of the comics.
Right, and I think that's phenomenal.
Which is what the original older movies missed out on.
Right, and I absolutely agree.
Not enough legitimate comic book feel, like comic book heart.
Right, and I definitely agree that the MCU has done a much better job of that. But more what I'm saying is like the Quicksilver that we got, given we only saw him for like probably about 30 minutes of screen time total.
Maybe
he didn't feel like Quicksilver to me, you know? Like, I've read the comics, like, some of my favorite comics were actually that period of the Avengers. I think it was actually when he was part of the West Coast Avengers, where Quicksilver was a lot more like, I don't know, like he was more of a free spirit. This Quicksilver just felt very broody to me, whereas, like, I honestly feel like...
One?
No. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh, okay, yes.
So the X-Men version in my opinion, is phenomenal. I think that...
That's what I'm talking about. The X-Men version is the version that I love the most.
I'm sorry, I feel like there was some miscommunication.
No, sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't clear enough. I wasn't crazy about what they did with him in the MCU. I loved what they did with him in the X-Men movies.
So I feel like somewhere back a ways we got the things mixed up. Yes, I honestly feel like WandaVision would be a perfect way to bring the Evan Peters Quicksilver back into the mix, you know?
Sure.
Because like Evan Peter, because WandaVision, it's very clear from the trailer that she's gonna be fucking with reality. So like
something's gonna be happening, which is gonna eventually lead into her being in the Doctor Strange madness of the multiverse.
Exactly. Because like honestly, yeah, that like what better way to bring Quicksilver back than have her fucking with reality and bring back the wrong version?
Imagine her instead of no more mutants ends up bringing back all the mutants.
Oh my god, that would be
and
just
that's
amazing.
Our version of House of M.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. So like honestly, like because they've been talking about like one of the best ways to bring the X-Men to the MCU would be with WandaVision and or Multiverse of Madness. Because like if you really think about it, Wanda's whole mission in WandaVision that's been kind of hinted at is that she wants to bring Vision back to life, which may work. Which like, and if you remember in the comics, she has 2 children with Vision somehow because he has that robot penis. But like, if they were to bring it, like I said, like with the Young Avengers, if they were to somehow bring Wiccan and Speed, would be a perfect way to bring the X-Men in because like, while they've never referred to Wanda as a mutant, she still is a mutant. Well, I mean, actually, depending on what.
On a quick note, since we were talking about briefly, like how on earth did they have them? If Vision is a android.
Right.
The official word is she conceived them using magic.
Yeah. No, I know that's the way.
Man, comic books.
Yeah, it's crazy why that they do that kind of thing.
Well, they do say that with magic, so much is derived into your willpower and your desire for something. So I'm giving a super watered down, very basic description of what if we want to take magic into this, the idealistic principle of magic is, I mean, if you will something hard enough, it'll happen.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. That's exactly what magic is supposed to be. It's basically the Green Lantern thing.
Yeah, I mean, Green Lantern essentially is just a space wizard.
Exactly, and honestly, like speaking of ways to bridge gaps and stuff, like that's something I would love for us to get again in this modern day is the Marvel versus DC shit. Because like
versus or the amalgam?
Yes, both of those things.
Both, please.
Well, because I mean, the amalgam universe did come out of Batman or out of the Marvel versus DC.
I mean, it would be extremely interesting because DC is struggling very hard right now on their comic side of things. Really? They are not good. They are not in a good place.
What happened?
I mean, where do you want to start, man?
Let's start the New 52.
Well, that's a good place to start because that's where a lot of the issues started. And then from there, constantly trying to retcon and fix their timeline since then has put them in a worse spot. And now what is happening because of this whole COVID experience, I don't know if I've mentioned to you before, but DC is moving away from Diamond.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was talking with the guys at Hops and Heroes, and they were saying that, yeah, DC's going through their own distributor now, and I'm like, guys, you got to get your shit together.
And so it's pissed a lot of comic book shops off because of it. It has made things a lot harder and more difficult I mean,
what the fuck did they expect?
And they've already had CEO change, like 2 CEO changeovers in the past 3 years or something.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to do an actual deep dive, like a little deep dive into this side of nerdiness.
Well, that's something we need to do a hell of a lot of research on. Like, I gotta be honest, like I said, like I would love to see like this modern version of comics, like see Marvel go up against DC, because like back in the 90s we had all the campy shit. Like we had the campy version of Hulk, who was, we had the Professor Hulk at the time, we had the mullet wearing Superman. Like I'd love to see modern day comics.
We had red and blue Superman.
Oh my god, I would have loved to see red versus blue Superman.
God, that book was terrible.
Oh, no kidding. It was the 90s. There wasn't a lot of great things going on in the 90s.
Even Spider-Man was bad in the 90s.
Except for Ben Reilly. Ben Reilly was fucking amazing. I still think Ben Reilly was amazing.
Yeah, Ben Reilly was the best thing to come out of Spider-Man from the late 80s into the 90s.
That's true. I'll give you that.
But what made Spider-Man so great in the 90s was the animated shows.
You are not wrong. I remember the first time I saw the first episode of Spider-Man Unlimited back then.
Oh my god,
shit!
That show was this weird amalgam of Amazing Spider-Man meets Spider-Man 2099, but just made it its own timeline.
You said it was Spider-Man 2099?
Yeah,
I had that comic for a long time and I loved it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the TV show was like, what if we put Peter Parker in the 2099 universe, but we
I misunderstood.
Spider-Man Unlimited.
I loved Spider-Man 2099. Like, yeah, it was very obviously trying to be Spider-Man 2099, but like,
well, I think Spider-Man 20. Yeah, I mean, it clearly was an inspiration. Other than the weird animal totem things that they had going on, which ended up working out anyways in the future, since Spider-Man, they've turned Spider-Man into this whole like spider spiritual holistic like calling throughout the universe. So
dude, I won't lie, the first time I saw anything about the spider totem was in Marvel's Mangaverse.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this bullshit? This isn't gonna work. And then I read Spider-Man Noir and there was a spider totem. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly something they were setting up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm so excited. I can't wait for this to be able to read all of the new Spider-Man Noir series that's out right now or is trying to come out.
Wait, are they having Nicolas Cage narrate it?
No.
That would be amazing.
No, it's picking up from because there had only been 2 volumes of Spider-Man Noir.
Right, and that was one of the few noir titles that actually was successful.
Yeah, X-Men Noir was a mess. Daredevil Noir, though, was really good.
I'll have to read that one. I haven't read that one yet.
That was great. I loved it. But yeah, they finally have a 3rd volume that they're working on.
Nice. So, on the topic of like Spider-Man titles that seem to work out, like, can we appreciate that just about every like alternate reality that has multiple titles in it, i.e., 2099 verse, the M2 verse, the Noir universe, all the ones that seem to work out the best tend to be Spider-Man?
Spider-Man's the poster child for Marvel. So anything that they do with Spider-Man, there have been a lot of duds and a lot of shortcomings with Spider-Man stories.
Wait, you mean like the one where Spider-Man killed Mary Jane with his radioactive cummies?
That would be Spider-Man Reigns.
Yeah, I know.
I'm letting the listeners know.
Oh, right, we have that.
We have those.
Mobby. We can clearly tell which one of us went to college.
I dropped out.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm saying that just because I went to college and got a degree doesn't mean I'm the smart one.
Oh, haha.
Take that, college people.
Take that, education system.
Take that, you fucked up
Man.
Take that, you fucked up Fuck, I did it again. Shit.
But you know what matters for people who go to college? If you're a doctor. Because clearly right now you are having a stroke. And we need doctors.
Yeah, doctors, you guys...
So if you're in school and you're getting your doctorate, how the fuck did you find us? Thank you for joining us, but I'm worried about what you're doing with your time.
You're better than this.
But keep at it. It's going to be a lot of work, but we appreciate you.
And the other folks that are working towards those high level like doctorate degrees and shit are the people that are like doing research on how to fucking get out of this shithole that somehow we are in.
Yeah.
So keep up the good work, you guys. Again, if you're listening, we don't know how you'd be here, but yeah, keep up the good work.
Maybe this makes them feel more intelligent, and at that point, I'm glad we're able to provide something for you.
Yeah, if we make you feel more intelligent just by listening to us try and form cohesive sentences, you know what? We're glad to do that for you. So speaking of doctors, I am really excited for Doctor Strange's next movie because like the fact that we're getting
it's the coolest title out of everything so far.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous and way too many words, but like honestly, like I don't give a fuck because it's going to be awesome.
With it. It sounds like a legit comic book title.
It really does. Like it sounds like it could be the storyline of an actual fucking comic.
I mean, the closest thing we've come to like the super comic booky sound was obviously Avengers: Infinity War and Captain America: Winter Soldier.
I mean, one could argue Captain America: Civil War was up there too.
Sure.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
How exactly?
Because when you have collections of comics, there tend to be in Volume 1, Volume 2, and so forth.
That's fair.
Yeah. Speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, I got something for myself at the store the other day, and I'm really happy with it.
Yeah?
I got the vinyl.
Oh, glorious.
It's deluxe, and it's the discs are...
Score with it.
Huh?
It's got the score with it.
Mm-hmm. It's got the original score, and the discs are... One is red, and the other is yellow.
I'm pretty sure that might be the same one that I have.
Yeah, so I picked up the Guardians of the Galaxy album at the store, and I'm going to put it up on my wall because I love it. But yeah, so speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, have we heard any new news of it other than it'll be there when it's there?
I think that's the last I heard.
Well, okay, so on the same topic, is there any update
I love the idea of an official report coming out, though, of them saying it'll be there when it's there.
On that same note, though, with Guardians Volume 3, has there been any update on the Suicide Squad movie?
No,
Fuck.
I don't think. I know it's coming out.
Well, yeah. Is it the same thing where it'll just be here when we get it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And are there isn't it supposed to be like a reboot / sequel type thing?
I don't know, honestly.
God, that's frustrating.
I know, it's a bit frustrating, but
they've confirmed that Michael Keaton will be joining the Flashpoint movie.
I did see that.
Because, you know, nothing screams, we know what we're doing, like putting a reboot film as, like, the 6th movie in your entire franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, but that raises a question, because...
use Flashpoint to fix, which is funny, in a way.
I mean, it really is funny, because it fucked everything up, didn't it?
Yeah.
But here's my question that I have to raise here is you know how like Marvel actors have a very like strict contract, like you work for Marvel, you can't work for other places?
Sometimes that happens, not always.
Okay, because I was going to say with
if it says in their contract, yes, it is not unheard of for that contract to exist.
Right. I was just thinking because like it would really suck if we lost the Vulture for the future of the Spidey films. Because like I really would just love to see a sinister. You know what? Say the word. I can't do it right now. Apparently.
Which word is that?
The one about the bad guys. There's 6 of them, and they're fighting Peter Parker.
You mean the Sinister Six?
That's the one I couldn't say.
Well, Michael Keaton's playing the Vulture in the Morbius movie.
Oh, right. I forgot that's a thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, they've got a lot of things that I'm just forgetting about.
Yeah, that's what this this is what happens. when everything halts, literally everything stops. News stops as far as movies. Just, I mean, yeah, there's just things. We're all just going to forget everything that was announced, and we're just going to be surprised all over again.
Like, oh guys, by the way, Avengers Endgame back in theaters again.
Wait, didn't that come out last year? No!
We want you guys to suffer all over again.
What was it? No, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for one day, all of a sudden, they're like, Morbius, now on demand. Wait, what? When did this happen?
Wait, did anybody ask for this? Yo, but no, like the Morbius film, like it's Jared Leto, right?
Yes, it is.
Wow. So they're gonna put Jared Leto in white face makeup again.
Yeah, imagine that.
Wow, I hope that this goes well for him. All right, guys. Well, we talked about a lot of actually geeky stuff today, which was really nice. It's a good change of pace for us.
Good thing we actually stayed on brand.
For the first time we ever stayed on brand. But, I've been Mark, as I always am.
I've been Brandon, as I unfortunately always am.
Brandon, you are a beautiful human being, and I just want you to know that I'm always here for you, bud. I'm always here for you.
I appreciate it. I know you are.
If you ever just need to talk to somebody, man, and then